I think it's not very good that you can't sort the leaderboard by rank divisions.
She doesn't feel as like balanced, is that she's fitting niches that characters already cover.
That's just disrespectful and weird. Be nice to each other, please. This is a game and we want to have fun.
Welcome back to Overthink, the game show where I ask contestants a series of Overwatch hot takes to see where they stand. Feel free to play along in the comments to let me know what your opinions are on these hot takes. And if you'd like to actually be on an episode, go ahead and sign up in my Discord. I host these live on my Twitch channel most Sundays, so please go follow me on there to catch a show live. And lastly, please don't forget to drop a like and subscribe for more content like this. Nobody will ever see this coming in a Season 20 Overthink. Ready? Vendetta is the worst hero Overwatch has released in a long time.
My take on this is purely just like from my experience in my like GM games. I feel like, I guess maybe just because I enjoy hitscan DPS so much and hitscan support so much, I find her rather a hero that like lacks what I look for personally in like enjoying to play something. And I really also especially don't like playing against her with like the damage stacking and like her being buffed. I feel like a hero that comes out with like a 50-60% win rate should probably be adjusted off of their win rates, as Blizzard has stated that they do, versus buffed after their win rates are already high across like multiple ranks.
I would like to add that I personally am unhappy with how Blizzard has been designing heroes, like from an aesthetic and clothing choice, because Overwatch has a very distinct futuristic style, and the way that Vendetta, Wu Yang, Ilari, they all don't seem Overwatch to me, and that just disappoints me over and over again. So that's just, I'm kind of sad that we don't get that Overwatch feeling again from these designs. And the only thing I would like to add as a Mercy player, I hate having her on my team because she always just dives in and can easily get out, and I always die when I follow her. So I have a vendetta against Vendetta for always leaving me to die.
So I feel like you brought up a really interesting point that a lot of people don't probably look at it when they hear Vendetta being the worst hero. You look at it from like a character design aspect rather than like her kit or her like, you know, how strong she is. Can you explain a little bit more in detail why you find Vendetta to not feel like Overwatch? Is it like her clothes? Is it her personality, her art style? Like, what is it to you?
For me personally, it is mostly the way they designed her hair. The way her hair is designed is just very off to me personally. While yes, Overwatch is very like semi-realistic game, it is still very much realistic when it comes to design choices. So I can't see a gladiator warrior having such long hair. For example, Junker Queen, she's a fighter, but she has her hair up so it does not cover her face, so she can see when she's fighting. Vendetta will have her hair like blast into her face. It looks good. I'm sure the physics do amazing work with it, but it just does not work as a fighter character. I would have loved to have her like short hair. Maybe if you've seen the upcoming Mercy skin with the porcelain kind of theme. I'm sorry, I don't really know much about it. With the short hair, I would have loved seeing like a short-haired, shorter than Juno at least, haired gladiator character. I would love that, to be honest. But again, that's just, you know, me being an artist and me just looking at the designs and thinking to myself, like, where are the clothes? Where's the protection? Where is it all? It's feeling very under-designed, but also over-designed. I wish I could pull out my PowerPoint because, yes, I have a PowerPoint about her. Because I legit explained to my friends why she's bothering me, but I can't rant about it for too long because I want the others to also talk.
Yeah, no,
so
that was
for me, it's mostly a hair. The hair is what bothers me the most.
I think they brought some solid points. Speaking actual design of her, how she portrays herself is kind of weird, especially considering she's a gladiator. But I think a lot of her kit is lackluster and meshes with a lot of the characters that are already fitting specific niches. Like personally, I still think Reaper's better than Vendetta. Even ran with Zarya, as you see in a lot of pro play or even occasional ranked matches where they play Zarya Reaper. I think Zarya Vendetta falls because they both want to close distance, but Reaper prefers being right in their face.
Personally, I think she's an actual pretty decently balanced character for when, like, a release character. I definitely, when I started her in a trial, thought she would be strong, but then she turned out that you do need a lot of support when you first, like, when you actually play her, and you cannot just be going in and then getting out as easily, because you have to use, like, you have to be smart with the util. And then also from a lore standpoint, I think it's very interesting how they actually correlated her with the person that Reaper killed in Blackwatch. Forget his name.
I think she's really fun to play. I mean, I'm a mostly one-trick support player, and doing test build, I played her a lot because I really enjoyed her. But I really need to agree what the agree standards when what they were saying, like with the long hair, that it feels like kind of off. But as Mercy, to have her on my team, it's most of them they just jump in and die. But to go against her for as a Mercy player, it feels really easy to counter her. She can't really catch you.
After hearing everybody speak and everybody making really good points, is there anybody that wants to change their stance?
Yeah, because I really agreed with some of the points from Kuro, like with the design. It feels off with the long hair. I mean, I think she's pretty, but I kind of know what she means with that. And I think, like Overwatch, they're really scared to bring like different characters. So most of the characters are pretty, but I still think she's a good designed hero. But of course, there is always room for improvement.
Obviously, like the points Vanilla and the Mercy made behind me, but the issue I still kind of have is that, like I said, it almost is what makes me go to agree that she doesn't feel as like balanced, is that she's fitting niches that characters already cover. And I think I was seeing it from the other side when I first said that, but now it's kind of like, why would you want a character who's going to fit a niche that other characters fit already?
All right, Sigma, it looks like you're shaking your head a lot. Do you disagree with what Cass just said?
Yeah, I completely disagree, actually. I think she's got a very, very unique kit we've not seen for the DPS role before.
I mean, I think her kit's unique, but it follows like two characters in their playstyle. Of course, you can play more divey like you're a Genji, or you can play almost more brawly like you're a Venture or a Reaper. Like, in my opinion, how I viewed Vendetta first coming out is she's the more brawly Genji, but less divey, but more divey Vendetta, but less brawly Vendetta.
Yeah, no, I can see where he's coming from. I agree with you now.
Boo! Cancel each other.
Yeah.
This is overthink. Call him a mean name. No, I'm just kidding. The Challenger score system is executed terribly.
I feel like a system like this, in the case where you receive like points essentially based off of even like just like winning the game versus like different ranked players, and you gain more score for being higher rank. I think that like, especially with like people who play in like champs, like high champ, champ 1, champ 2, games are pretty hard to get sometimes. You can wait in pretty long queues, and like players even who are like GM have I saw like earlier on Twitter there was a player who was GM1 outranking like champ players on the leaderboard. And I also saw, for another example, like Rack Attack posted that he literally had a negative win rate and he was rank 1 combined with a negative win rate. And I feel like that's like, I mean, maybe combined is like also maybe it's hard to argue that like combined really matters all that much when it comes to like the leaderboard. But along with that, I think it's not very good that you can't sort the leaderboard by rank divisions. You have to sort it purely by that, and you have to like go off of like what your guys know like about who's like higher rank, or you have to like seek this out yourself. And I think that can be really frustrating for someone trying to like improve in like, and I feel also that they shouldn't have those divisions if they're going to make the leaderboard based on like time played and like wins. And like I do see that like how players can I forgot what I'm saying. I don't want to take too much time. I don't want to mumble, but I feel like that pretty much addresses how I feel about it. It feels very unrewarding.
For me, I think just the idea that in a leaderboard where the best player should be theoretically on top, the fact that someone who's like masters but like no life's the game, playing like 16 hours a day, could just be better than someone that's like champ 5, 4, 3 is, I think that's just really poor design. And it's just not, it doesn't show who's the best, it shows just who plays the game a ton. And it really incentivizes people to just do nothing else but play the game. And I feel like that's really just not well done.
I was gonna say, when I initially said that it, is trying to work to stop rank hiding, I don't think it really does that, because even before we had 25 wins, which I think for 4,000 score is 40 wins. So I mean, I guess it can stop it for, X amount of time now longer. It doesn't even stop what it intended to stop. And like I said, I don't think, and like what Tetanus said, if someone is higher than you, it should show. It shouldn't just be by score.
I think the Challenger score system is decent. I think it definitely has benefits where obviously you're not going to be able to keep up your Challenger score if you're going on multiple alt accounts and constantly grinding. And while I do agree it does kind of benefit in people who are no-lifing it, and instead of people who are maybe able to only play once or twice a season, I think it still benefits the majority of the players who use it. And I think it's still way better to have this than to have 20 people on the leaderboard at the same rank just camping there.
I think that rewarding players for playing more of the game is actually beneficial for Overwatch. It's bringing more people in to play for longer. So I think the implementation of this might not be perfect, but it's incentivizing people to play more. And I think that's why it's not as bad as some of the GM players might be saying.
About all the people who are camping after like 2 games of competitive because they got the rank that they wanted. Yeah, hello, that's me. Hello. I'm exactly this kind of person, this kind of player who plays until they get the rank they want and then they stop for the rest of the season. So I personally just do not care about this kind of system. I mean, if it encourages all the players playing longer, good for them, but I personally just don't think they should have added it, because I can see potential that maybe one day we can maybe buy exclusive skins or maybe exclusive like weapon charms or icons or name cards to show off that we worked for our rank, but personally I just don't care. So I would just prefer if they deleted it again.
You should never ban your teammate's preferred hero.
This was actually something I wrote, and oh my god, as a Mercy player, I encounter so many people, when they see I picked Mercy, they ban her. And this is so frustrating, because sometimes I'm just testing people. It's not that I'm a one-trick player. I can flex, I can play Ana, I can play Juno, I can play Kiri, I can also play a little bit of Brick. I mean, Brick is not that hard in my opinion. But if people really are banning the hero I want to play, then I will play Nasty.
I would love to. For me, I don't think you ever should, because I accidentally did once one of the a couple of days ago, and I had both of my backline hard throw the game, and it's not ever worth doing it. Because at the end of the day, it's a game. People want to play what they want to play. But also, there's people who might just hard throw your game over something as small as this. And I don't want to lose any more ranks, any more SR just off of this. So that's my take.
I have interesting opinions on this. Not really that interesting. They align really heavily with like the harder gears. However, my only stipulation is like there's a bit of a cheating problem in high ranks right now. In like GM Champ, where you will get cheaters on your team, and sometimes you do want to ban like some of the easy like Widow hit scans, and even on like sniper maps. Honestly, even when like a teammate of mine on a sniper map wants to play a sniper and I'd rather not like play into a sniper duel, like I try not to ban my teammate's preferred hero anyways. I think the value of it is just it's never the value of banning what someone's most comfortable on is never going to be good, because you're forcing them off of something they're comfortable on. Obviously, if they like communicate to you they can flex in the like select screen, like obviously it's fine, but like I would never want to do that, because also like Overwatch is about countering, and if like let's say like the enemy team takes like heroes that counter like the heroes your team wants to play, and they do have to swap to a different hero they're comfortable on, what if you banned their hero because you don't like it, and then your teammate is like lost as to what to do and you lose the game because of that? I think you have to be flexible with your team and put trust in them and just like set them up for success.
The game and the socializing with your teammates starts from the first seconds of you like showing off what you'd like to play. And it can either throw off the mood of your teammates, or it gives you a different vibe depending on what they choose and who you're going to ban. So I think the game already starts even with just that choice of who you select as your preferred hero with that kind of choice. So it has an impact on the mental of your team the moment it pops up. So I think it's important to not downgrade team morale by literally choosing to ban the hero they want to play. So
I think that it really depends on the situation. If they're a one trick, or the character is like a character that's not strong, I feel like it's fine to, or I think like let them be. But I think if someone like, let's say Hanzo's hard meta, and I want to ban Hanzo, and even if my teammate wants to play them, I'd rather ban Hanzo than not ban them and proceed to lose because I'm struggling against a extremely strong character. If they're a one trick, or if they're they don't know that many characters, I'd say don't ban them, but it really just depends.
I do think it's fully warranted to ban a hero that your teammate wants to play. Because say the rest of your team is playing like a very, very cooldown reliant team comp and they want to play Sombra, the rest of the team is not going to want to have the possibility of playing against a Sombra. It's just not going to be fun for anyone else. Everyone else is going to have a worse experience, probably a worse game, a harder game, just because that one person wanted to play Sombra.
Is there anybody that would like to change their stance after hearing others speak? Oh my god. No, guys, go back! Go back! No, what do you mean?
I kind of agree that like if a certain character would give like the majority of your team a problem, like the Sombra example, or maybe a character like Ana, then it's probably more beneficial to the team if that character is not around than if she is, or whoever. But then also just certain things are just really not fun to play against. This is a bit more, I guess, from a console perspective, but like zimming is really like a problem at like higher ranks and stuff. Certain heroes like Widow or like Mercy pocketed hit scans become a lot more dominant and a lot more frustrating. So even if like my teammate wants to play like Widow on Ivana, like personally, I think that just makes the game really, really boring. And it comes down a lot to like the Widow duel, and it's just not fun. Like even if your teammate wants to play, it's just not really fun.
The thing is, the amount of times it happened that someone had selected a preferred hero and then just did not select the hero in-game for the entirety of the game, even though I deliberately chose not to ban that specific hero, for example Sombra, for them, and then I did not choose them for the rest of the game, then I felt like I was cheated, and that makes me sad. Crystal, never get into my games, please.
I just moved a little bit because of the cheating in high rank. I think it's a valid reason to ban a hitscan character when there's a cheater in a lobby. I'm happily didn't encounter that many cheaters, but it sucks if you do.
I want to say that MVP of this round is Cass and Torb. Thank you for holding strong. Thank you for being the representation of what is right in the world. Symmetra is one of, if not the strongest hero in the game right now. Go where you mean to go. Don't let them sway you. Hold strong. And the first time in Overthink history, we're going to start from the disagree side of the spectrum, because I don't want the people in agree to sway what the people in disagree have to say on this.
I personally think that I'm a lower rank player sitting in like low diamond, and I haven't personally encountered Symmetras, and when I do, most of the time I'm able to either swap to quick counters like Winston, or even like Venture of just being able to go underground and just escape and go past them. But personally, I just haven't really had much struggle with her, so I think she's not that big of a problem.
I didn't encounter that many Symmetras. I didn't even notice that she was busted right now. I encountered one Symmetra today, and she was kind of bad. Like, I'm in plat right now, and she couldn't really do something. So I really don't know if she's broken right now or not.
So I have a question for Captain Beard and Elise. Are you guys shocked to see everybody else on the agree side of the spectrum?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, you had no idea that Sim was like really busted, or like one of the strongest heroes, etc. Like I feel like the common misconception for a lot of people, especially like the lower rank you are, that Sim is like a throw pick almost. Would you guys kind of share that opinion?
I definitely don't think she's a throw pick, but I definitely don't think she's super powerful. Like, she is some, I would think she's like not as good on some maps, but like she's definitely not a throw pick.
I think she's a very strong pick. Arguably top, but when she's good, it's in team settings where people are communicating their TPs, and even then you can do like zoning TPs and ranked, and that's how a lot of them play. But a lot of her strength lies in team's communication and also bad picks to counter her, because I think she's a character that needs counters to stop her. For example, we saw a TM, I think it was versus Crazy Raccoons. He's saying just completely disregarded playing Venture against Sim, even though Venture is one of the best picks in the Sim. And then as for the people that would probably talk about TM beating Falcons, or whatever it was in the last map. That's genuinely because Junbin and all of them played terribly into the sim. I do think she is a strong pick, like I said, but not the best DPS pick.
My reasoning for Symmetra being strong are Symmetra content creators. Joy of just watching them beam down targets and spawn camping people with the turrets. It's giving me pleasure in a way that just... Symmetra is the kind of hero that when I die to her turrets, it gives me rage. I want to punch my computer, I want to throw it out the window because I hate turrets, I hate Torbjorn, I hate Symmetra. And whenever I see them on the enemy team, I just want to crawl outside and just touch grass and enjoy nature because I just hate them so much. I enjoy Symmetra when I watch her on YouTube and destroy our enemies, but when I have it myself, I want to cry.
So first off, very sad to hear the Torb hate. My heart is in pain. Very, very sad. But as for Sim, the sheer versatility on where you could use TP to go to is insane. Even if you look at King's Row first point attack, you can TP left side through hotel. You could go on to the back height. You could go right side height. You have so many different options that the other team has to consider every single one, or just risk flat losing the game due to bad positioning. Just the sheer potential that has is disgusting, frankly.
I feel like Symmetra as a hero, as its own, without on her own rather, without perks or anything, just her kit alone, without thinking about perks. I think that she's a fairly balanced hero. I think that she thrives in a team-based setting, Cass said over to my right. I know my directions this time, I promise. And I feel like she really thrives in a team-based setting where you can communicate when to TP, where to TP, if you're gonna swing and use BAP window and just beam down the team, if you're gonna use it to kite out of a fight and basically negate the value of an enemy rush or an enemy window. You can literally use it as a get out of jail free card. And that also doesn't even begin to start with our ult, where you can basically save a fight that's about to be lost by enemies committing so many ults. You can pretty much have a 50% chance to win a fight added. I feel if you pop a sim window, I'm sure that's scientifically correct, just trust me. And then with her perks, her new perks, the where you can, I don't know if it's still in the game, Loki, I haven't looked at updates to perks this newest patch, but I know that you could heal 20 per second around your TP, and that was really broken for a sim to just easily get in and out of your backline, easily get in and out and take off angles and do damage to you. It made it really hard for that to be punished as easily.
Is there anybody that would like to change your stance after hearing others speak?
Well, at first I was thinking, yes, she does only thrive in team compositions, but like Vanilla said, her teleporter perk plus her teleporter having 350 health is kind of crazy. And just hearing everyone on the agree side speak just kind of convinced me that she is indeed just fully incredibly OP.
People reaching peaks right now likely do not deserve it.
If I could go even more agree, I absolutely would. Because for me personally, I've been hard stuck GM5, Masters 1 on DPS. But last season, just locking Torb only in my ranked games, I hit GM2 almost GM1. I know for a fact personally, I do not deserve that rank. But I still don't, even dropping down to GM3 now. And same thing with how they shifted the scaling for ranks, making it easier to get into these higher ranks. I know that I've seen people shoot up from I think it's mid-plat to mid-masters, low GM. And I highly doubt that all of these people have seriously improved to that level to deserve that rank in such a short time. It's possible. I've seen people do it before, but for all of them to have that level of improvement doesn't feel realistic to me.
I didn't really rank my DPS. I mostly play support. And today I played 3 games of DPS. I lost 2 and I won 1. And the game wants to place me in plat 2, even though I'm so bad at DPS. I know that I'm bad in DPS. I'm not really good at aiming, so I really just enjoy playing supports, and I don't think that I deserve to get placed in plat 2 on DPS.
It's definitely possible for people to prove, and I'm more hopeful about that than Technis is definitely more skeptical about it. My issue is I've definitely seen some questionable players or even players of past seasons that were already at this rank, and I'm it makes me question how real it is, but I also know in the time that I played from those couple seasons, that's when I was really trying to improve. So like I said, I'm trying to be more hopeful on this viewpoint and hoping people actually improve, but it is totally possible that they didn't.
I do think that there is an influx of rank boosted players. I think that Tennis really nailed it when they said that there are a lot of players that were like clat like within like 2 seasons ago and have skyrocketed to like high masters GM. And I think that's like, I think that level of improvement is very rapid and it is attainable if you're getting like really heavily coached. But from my experience as like a consistent GM player over the last like 5 years, I feel like I don't think that a lot of the players I've seen on my team with those profiles have been the rank that like the same. I don't feel that they play to the quality of the rest of my teammates sometimes. And you can see it like, obviously Overwatch isn't only a stats game, but when you press tab, you can kind of tell when a certain player is struggling more than the rest of your team in the lobby. More deaths, like less damage on like a support like Kiri, or like on, I mean, obviously you can heal bot on Kiri. I think that's like how a lot of like pro Koreans do that, but like that's like besides the point. I feel like I just feel like there is a big influx. I feel like really high ranked players, like it was like pretty much really hard to get like champ 3 not even like 2 seasons ago, but now like players are hitting like champ 1 like left and freaking right, and it's crazy. And it's like it doesn't feel like that like 5,000 SR like reach, like oh my gosh I hit like the top rank of the game. It kind of just feels like, oh, I just played like I spammed a bunch of ranked and was better than the boosted players on the enemy team and was able to climb. I don't know, that is a bit of a hot spicy take, but I do think other people can still improve in this climate that are already good.
You're canceled.
Those people can cancel me, then cancel me.
I disagree. I think a lot of people are now picking up the game for longer periods of time, especially like right now with the Winter Wonderland event. I think they're playing more, and I think, you know, when they're playing more competitive, they're learning a lot more, they're picking up on a lot more. I think they deserve to climb the ladder, especially in the lower half of the ladder. I think peaking now is definitely more deserved than peaking a couple of seasons ago, you know, where there was not really many people playing as much as there is now.
I just want to say that the concept of telling someone that your peak is not deserved is just in general weird and disrespectful. No, like, why would you tell someone you don't deserve your peak? It's giving jealousy and greed. Like, this is okay, everyone, this is a video game. We're playing with pixels and little digital colors in front of us. The little pixels that form a little green or blue shape in front of you does not matter. However, I think it's incredibly odd and just weird to tell someone that they don't deserve something that they may have worked for or haven't. There's no point in you telling them you got boosted so you don't deserve it. Like, why would you care? It does not matter to you and it won't impact your life. If they are happy that they peaked even when they're boosted, then let them be happy. Nobody cares. Don't tell someone they deserve something or they don't deserve something. That's just disrespectful and weird. Be nice to each other, please. This is a game and we want to have fun.
Is there anybody that would like to change their stance after hearing other people speak?
I like Kuro's point, of course, that's why I partly moved, but also even what you said, Rain, is like people aren't always going to play perfect because, you know, it's their outside life or, you know, just a bad game in general. And even in Overwatch 1, which is when I was peaking, makes me sound old even though I'm not. I had a lot of people comment that I didn't deserve rank 1, even though I did it just OTPing characters, which, you know, you can look at that how you want to look at it. I mean, I think even then I was playing my best, but now people still are like, oh, now you can't even get back to champ. And I'm like, I'm not what I used to be, but I still play well. I'm not playing at the level that I used to play at.
I was like, when I made my decision, I was more thinking about that I'm getting placed at plat as a DPS, and I didn't really feel comfortable with that. And I didn't really think about the fact that what could this mean for other people, that it's like it's what Kuro said, it's really rude to judge someone. I felt really bad standing there.
The Overwatch team puts too many resources into Stadium.
personally, I know it has its fun in a mode just like quick play, just like arcade, and even just like open queue, but to me, it's a mode that's less fun than some of the arcade modes unless you're looking to just make like a broken character or a build almost. And so I guess I'd call it it's its niche mode, like I said with Vendetta. It's a niche that fits some people, and like they'll play it, but I don't really care for it, so I almost see it as fodder or a non-existent mode.
Funneling a lot of resources to Stadium, like by alone, that can be awesome. I think that the game mode is really fun. I think it can be fun with your friends. I think it can be fun to like grind. I've grinded and hit like a pretty high rank in the game mode. I don't remember what it was called. I think it was the 3rd highest or something. I don't freaking know. But like I had a lot of fun playing Zarya in that mode when it first came out. But simultaneously, I think they need to also funnel just as much effort and time and energy and responsiveness and patches into like regular ranked and like the regular Overwatch experience as well, because it feels like it, like despite like the character additions, it does still feel like some things are lacking. And I think the ranked system update is like a good like move in that direction of like giving us like new content and giving us like a taste of something new, albeit I think that it's a bad utilization of like what they could have done with it. But I don't know. I think as long as they're putting that much effort into the other parts of the game that other people also really care about, that's my main issue. I probably would have gone neutral if I didn't take my neutral last time. So
I agree with what Vanilla said. I think Stadium is fun and it's great, but I think the core game lacks the resources that Stadium gets, especially when it comes to maps. The last map we got was Atlas, and people already don't like Flashpoint, at least in most of the ranks I'm in. So it's practically never seen, and even if it is seen, it's typically by one single vote. It sucks because we haven't gotten any news on the Clash rework. We don't know anything about, we know the 2 new maps, Atlantic Arcology and Tokyo, but we don't know when they'll be added. And Stadium has been getting maps every like 1 to 2 seasons, which kind of sucks to see if you play the core game as well.
So the only thing I have to add towards Stadium was that I noticed its existence and I could tolerate it, but I would personally not choose to play it. The only reason I played it for a season was because of the All-Star Mercy skin, because I'm a gatekeeper and Mercy skin collector, so of course I had to grab it. And I did not feel anything while playing Stadium. Sure, it was Overwatch with a few powers, but did it make me feel powerful or feel cool with all these different powers and builds? No. I kinda just played for the skin and then I never touched it again, and then I never had a reason to touch it again, I guess.
I think that Stadium is what people were asking for of Overwatch 2. They wanted something very, very different to the original game. Yeah, we didn't get PvE, but PvE promised skill trees and different powers for different heroes. That's not exactly what we got in Stadium, but it's very, very close to it. And I think adding every hero into Stadium would be a big step in kind of bringing some of the promises from the Overwatch 2 announcement into Overwatch 2 now.
One thing I wanted to add was I think Stadium, I'm not really sure I guess how it is stacked up to the other modes, but I think Stadium is moderately popular among people. I think it has like a decent sized player base to where dedicating resources towards it makes sense. Personally, I really like making builds and stuff in games, so it kind of scratches the niche for me that I enjoy. But I've got like friends and stuff who don't really like the main game, but they do like Stadium. They do like that aspect of it. I think maybe because it's a bit more of a casual mode, and there's not a lot of like content creators I think that play it a ton. Like I don't know if there's any content creators that are dedicated to Stadium really. Whereas like you have a lot of streamers to pick from for like just normal Overwatch competitive. But I think the player base for it is there. Otherwise, I don't think they would bother putting as much into it as they do. I do think the main game is a bit dry though, because we haven't really gotten a lot in terms of maps or reworks or anything, and even balance changes has been kind of dry. We just kind of get perk changes all the time, minus this most recent one. But I think the attention it gets is at least somewhat justified.
I can see why other people would rather have updates to the regular game and base game, but I am a big fan of Stadium, just seeing so many different builds and different things that people come up with, and I think it's less repetitive than the base game for me, because in the base game, eventually characters get old, and we are actually getting new characters more often now. Being able to just change how those characters work and being able to change how you play is just a very fun thing for me. And I like how they changed it so they added 2 characters this season, which makes it so they got less resources, which I do think is a good step in the direction. I feel like 2 characters would be a lot better, but even then, I think I'm personally just a big fan of Stadium and all the builds you can make.
Is there anybody that would like to change their stance after hearing other people speak?
Captain Beard made a good point. There are a lot of people who do love playing Stadium, and I think it's really good to invest resources into it. And I think that my stance really does fall closer onto a disagree than an agree, because my only problem is that I wish that the main game had as much attention in terms of map releases and stuff. But I don't think that necessarily equates to the game having too much or that the game mode rather having too many resources devoted to it.
To the 1, to the 1, to the 3. I play easy mode and I play to win. I love to die and I like to BRB. All systems checked out. Group up with me. 2 to the 1, to the 1, to the 3. I'm here to party. GG. A giant gorilla can keep up with me. You can't be serious. I'm the queen bee. Get out of the way. I'm the MVP. Move